Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here this morning. I'm actually live today. Usually I pre-record, but with Labor Day, it just did not happen. And so I'm here live. I'd love to hear and see you in the chat windows. Please share, like, comment on this as we dive into one subject that really bugs me, isn't taught very often. And it's sad because there's too many in the body of Christ that are in need of a miracle. By the way, my name is Josh Richter with Root Bible. Oh, my wife and I are over all things Root, and I would love for you to find out more at rootbible.com. So, what does this mean? What am I talking about? God has not designed it this way. It's true. When you go to a service and a healing service and 80% of the congregation needs healing and they're all Christians, something's wrong. When there's thousands of people going to conferences desperate to be called out or to supernaturally receive the blessing that they earnestly need, something's wrong. I mean, my wife and I, we've walked into churches, and you can see like the entire congregation, every person you're meeting, is the look on their face is, what do you have for me? Do you have the deposit that I need? Or what can you do to help me? What kind of wisdom I need? Or even looking at you as if something doesn't happen today, they don't know what they're going to do. You're their last hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only... Never mind, we're not going there. This is why we need to learn these things. This should be... The honest truth is, instead of a huge percentage of Christians needing miracles, it should be a huge percentage of Christians are walking in so much overabundance in every single area that they are well able to be a blessing, to be the miracle, to be generous on every occasion, to reflect God well. That's why every Christian should know these truths. Every Christian should be walking in them. These are what should be the basics of Christianity, and yet they're not taught, and it's ridiculous. Some would say they're not taught because Christians are so much easier to control by the leadership if they are in need. And the leadership is held in higher regard when they are in need. And so we're not going in there. We're not going to point fingers. It's time to make the change. Abundant lack will not draw someone to Christ who has lack. No, abundance will. How can we expect to reflect God well if we're in desperate need, just like the world? In any area. I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about healing. I'm talking about wisdom. I'm talking about breakthrough. I'm talking about inner peace. I'm talking about literally every different area of our lives, all of the promises of God that we're supposed to walk in supernaturally, abundantly, and here we're walking in the same level or less than what the world has. That is not okay. We have to make the change even this week. I'm telling you, it is time. We do not have time to play church. We do not have time to live lives that look just like the world. God is preparing his body for a wave of it's really the next great awakening. And if you are not prepared, if you are not walking in who he is in every area, not just the most comfortable areas or the areas that you've got used to, but in every area, you're going to miss out being part of it. You'll be a bystander instead of a participator, and that is not God's plan for you. No, he wants you to move with him. He wants to do miracles through you. He wants to see the supernatural provision of everything that's needed, not just for you, but for everyone around you, for the unsaved that you meet, that you can be led by him to supply what they need and draw them to him. Think about it. How many times did the supernatural provision of what was needed draw people to Jesus? That's how all of the crowds were created. It's time to have that kind of following of Christ again in us, through us. But we've got our eyes in the wrong place. What time is it? Oh man, I have to boogie. We've got our eyes in the wrong place. He's already made available to us everything that we need. I'm just going to put up one verse today, and we're going to dive into this more as we progress. But I got to show you this. This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. It starts off with this. His divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness. How many things? All things. Everything pertaining to life and godliness has already been deposited in you, is how the Passion Translation says. The truth is you already have the miracle that you need. And I know some of you are sitting here listening to this and saying, I definitely do not have the miracle that I need. If I had it, I wouldn't need it. Well, tomorrow we're gonna start diving into how to receive your miracle, because your need does not negate the word. And so if the word says his divine power has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness, or like the Passion Translation says, everything for life and godliness has already been deposited in you. If that's the truth, then your experience is not lining up with the word. Some of you are saying, I know that. That's why I need my miracle. We're going to talk about this. Some of you, you've built it up in your head to be so big and so impossible to conquer. And yet with the word, God shows you how simple it is to walk in the fullness of the miracle for yourself and provide the miracle for others. So I can't wait to get into it. We just don't have time to do it all in one day. So join me this week. I'm telling you, this is going to be a week that sets people free. So share this with those that you know. People need to know these truths of how to walk in a miracle, how to receive their miracle, how to be the miracle. And it's so much more simple than you would ever guess. So join me this week. It's going to be so good, but I have to let you go. I'll see you all later. Bye, everybody.